Hello and good morning, everyone. I just went live, but apparently my camera's not working, so give me 1 second to reset my camera here so that it will start going here. Here we go. That should be hopefully fixed there. No, now it's just giving an error. Let's see if we can fix that. What a terrible start to the stream. Let's try that again. There we go. Hello and good morning, everyone. I finally got that fixed. So we are doing a World of Warcraft chores today. We've got to do some PvP, we've got to do some PvE, and there is this brand new fishing event that is ongoing, and I absolutely love this fishing event. So let me show that to you since we're right here anyways. So the way it works is you put on this this dive suit and you've got to dive into the abyss here and spearfish all the fish and find all the secrets and all that sort of thing. So there's plenty of fun, cool stuff in this new patch. We've also got ritual sites to go disrupt. There's more to the story and balancing changes. Unfortunately, they did nerf the ever-living heck out of my character, so we are a little sad about that. Not gonna lie, I really enjoyed my Mistweaver, and we got like a 50% nerf. Like they didn't just take us down a notch, they absolutely annihilated our class. I think we'll still be pretty okay, which does, I mean, excuse me, if they can take away 50% of some of our stuff and we're still okay, that does mean maybe we were a little overpowered, you know, but we're just catching some fish here. We've got to catch 100 of these fish. We need to get 1 million points, and we still need to catch 400 other little fish. So we've got plenty to do this morning. Lots of chores. We'll do some PvP. We'll do a delve. We're just going to be doing a little bit of everything today. So welcome in. Thank you for spending your morning with me. Happy Wednesday, my dudes. We have made it. Next week is payday, which is, of course, always exciting. Dipson, good morning. Dipson Ray, good morning. We'll be able to see how much money we can put away for Italy next week. Hoping to put a little bit more into savings so we can get one step closer to our pilgrimage. Any live chats or anything like that go towards that will be going towards our goal of Italy this year. Reminder, next week I am not streaming on Friday because I'm getting some teeth removed. That is going to be absolutely awful. I just spoke to the dentist and I'm not even getting any painkillers or anything. I'm going in there, they're going to numb me and just yank it out. Like I'm getting none of the special treatment. I'm not getting knocked out, nitrous oxide, none of that. It's midnight for you? Yeah, I stream way early in the morning. I stream at 5 a.m. Pacific time where I'm at. So oftentimes I get people from all over the world, and it's a completely different day, or their day is just ending. So time zones are weird in that way, right? Time zones are strange. That my day is just starting, and for a lot of people, the day is just ending. You're in Nepal? That's awesome. I am a photographer, so I have always wanted to go to Nepal. I've heard there's some great photography opportunities out that way, so it is on my bucket list of places to visit is Nepal, Italy, Japan, Ireland, Scotland. I'm in the United States. I'm from Oregon. I'm way on the West Coast. You probably know Portland from all the memes of the hipsters in the city burning down and full of radical liberal leftists and excuse me. Let's see what else. Portlandia. If you've ever seen Portlandia on Netflix, like obviously it's a satirical over exaggeration of the area, but not by much. Not by much, honestly. There's some ridiculousness. We're maybe most famous for, we have, if you've ever seen him on YouTube, common to our area is the unicyclist who dressed like Darth Vader and plays a flaming bagpipe. That dude's in my area, so that's where I'm at. Hope you come to Nepal. I would love to come to Nepal. It's on the list. First is Italy. Emmy and I agreed that Italy is the first place we're going to travel to, but that's not going to be the end of our travels. So we're going to start with Italy, then probably hit Ireland, Scotland, then after that maybe Japan. And that's if we can, you know, as gas prices go up and up and up. I know that plane travel is only going to get more and more expensive. So there's a chance that all of those sort of plans kind of get deferred based on the cost of traveling is a little high right now, unfortunately. Not to mention, you know, the cost of food and everything else going up. So we want to travel, but we will see when it gets a little bit closer to October. Yeah, the war's kind of putting a damper on things, but I can't rightly complain about that, right? Like, how privileged is that to be like, my plane tickets are more expensive because people are dying due to a war. How inconvenient for me. Like, there's no way to justifiably be upset about it, because, you know, there's people who are suffering because of all this. So I can't rightly complain about it. It's frustrating, but I'll survive, right? If I have to wait to go to Italy until next year, that's no big deal. Meanwhile, people are losing their lives and suffering and all that. So I understand that, you know, I gotta... Sometimes you just gotta wait for the things in life, right? Alright, let's sign up. We're gonna do Rated Battleground. We're gonna try and get some conquest. That was fast. I was not expecting Q to instant pop. Game name, this is World of Warcraft Midnight, the newest expansion. The game, of course, originally came out way back in 2004, but it is a much different game since then. It is a totally different game, I would say. Ben's here. Good morning, Ben. It's 8:05 America. It's morning. It's actually 5 where I'm at. It's 5 a.m. I'm on the West Coast, so I stream early in the morning. My wife always says I have way too much energy for this early in the morning. Yeah, Nepal is 15 hours ahead of us. It's midnight in Nepal, apparently. Alright, back into the diving. We need 300 more fish, so we're just gonna be hunting fish while we wait for a battleground to pop so we can go teach some horde members a lesson. I agree with your wife. I do have a lot of energy. Also, talking about travel, I'm nervous to talk about savings, because I was talking to my boss about this yesterday. We've been putting money away to go to Italy for savings, but anytime you talk about having any amount of money saved up, it's like the rest of your belongings are listening. And so I fear ever talking about my savings, because I know if I say, hey, I've got money saved up, it's immediately going to be like, hey, guess what? The car is now broken. Or, you know what? The house needs a new roof. Or something always goes wrong. So there's your life tip of the day. If you manage to save some money, don't tell anyone, because your belongings will hear you and decide to break the second you have any spare money. So... in fact, I have to take the car into the dealership this week for a oil change, and I am dreading the worst. My grandpa passed away a couple months ago. I inherited his old N64. This old man was holding out on me. He had Ocarina of Time. I've never played it, but something's wrong with the console and got it fixed. Okay. I'm sorry for his passing. That's awesome. He left you an N64. Anish, good morning. Before you fix the N64... I feel like you need to go read the creepypasta Ben Drowned, because it's a story about a guy inheriting an N64 and Ocarina of Time. So, like, it perfectly fits what you just said, and I feel like you would get a hoot out of that story reading it before you go get it fixed. So, before you get your N64 fixed, go read Ben Drowned, the creepypasta, and enjoy. a lot of creepypastas I don't enjoy because it's always like the same cliches. But Ben Drowned was one of the rare creepypastas where like, wow, this is actually very, very cool. Did you get the super chat? No, Anish, I did not get the super chat. Dipson, good morning. I'm sorry I cannot read that. I am American, which means that I can speak and read one language and just barely at that. Yes, go check out Ben Drowned. It is my favorite creepypasta story of all time. My favorite creepypasta is The Day I Hired a Hitman on Myself. I don't think I've read that one. I like creepypastas, but like SCP. Like, there's some cool stuff with the SCP, but anytime that something is like just completely fan-made and run by a community, you know you're always going to get completely either fetish content that's really, really gross, or you're just going to get, and then everyone died. And then everyone died. Like, it's just... there's so much low quality, it's hard to find the high quality good stuff because so much of it is so just overburdened by fan fiction. I mean, that's true for any fan fiction too, right? Like, you go into like the forums for other fan fiction and most of it is low tier bad writing, but there's some gems in there. You speak 3 languages? That is I'm trying to learn another language. I'm in the process. I'm trying to learn Italian right now. Is Ben Drowned on YouTube? I'm pretty sure that I heard Ben Drowned on YouTube for the first time, so yes. I am trying to learn Italian before I go to Italy, so I'm trying to expand my horizons a little bit. Get a little bit of better language speaking skills, but it's tough. It's tough to learn a new language when you're old. Also, I feel like I'm at a disadvantage with English because like say you learned one of the Romantic languages that has a Latin root, like Spanish, Italian, any of those first. If you know Italian, you basically know like 80% of Spanish, right? Like the roots are close to the same, so you can kind of figure it out. So I feel like if you know one of those languages, it's like a cheat code to learning a bunch of other languages because they're similar in a lot of ways. Whereas like English, the sentence structure is so way different that it doesn't really apply. Same thing like trying to learn Japanese. The way that they do like the verbs and sentence structure and all that is so different that it's such a struggle to learn. Would you rather have anything you want or dinner with Jesus? You know, people often do that, like, if you have dinner with anyone you want, would you choose Jesus? Dinner with Jesus would be, like, such a blessing, but I don't even know, like, what would you talk about with Jesus at dinner? I don't even know what it goes through. Ben, you just did a super chat and didn't go through. Nish was doing super chats too, and it didn't go through either. So I wonder if my super chats are like blocked or banned, or if something's wrong with them because I am not getting them. I will have to contact YouTube support. Thank you for the attempt, though. Like, do you go to dinner with Jesus and be like, "Thank you so much for everything"? Like, would Jesus reveal questions to me? Like, can I ask any questions? You know, like the whole. Can you tell me the plan? What is the future? All that sort of thing, or just be like the wedding of Cana, which is like let's drink wine and be merry and spend this time together. Like, I don't know what would be the appropriate way to have dinner with Jesus. You know, that would be my main worry and concern. You seen these smartphones lately? Which smartphones? I know there's a bunch of cool smartphones that they're releasing that have like cameras built in that are really, really strong and cool, and like the ability to change your lenses and all that. That sounds really awesome. And what happens what happens if I swallow water wrong and I start choking in front of Jesus? Like, it feels like there's so many like taboos and things that could go wrong. Oh, you're saying to ask that to Jesus? I feel like Jesus's answer to smartphones would be, you know how he told us if your eyes cause you to sin, then pluck out your eyes. If your hands cause you to sin, then cut off your hands. I'm fairly certain that would be his response to smartphones, because as good as having all of the world's information at our fingertips can be, it seems like for the mass majority of people, smartphones are basically just a sin rectangle, and he would be opposed to people having them. You know, between pornography addiction and the people who spend all day doom scrolling and fighting with random strangers on the internet and all that, I feel like he would mostly be opposed to the concept of a smartphone. Which is, it's also a really interesting debate that always happens when it comes to churches. There's a lot of Catholics who are very, very upset when they see someone with a smartphone out at Mass. And I understand, like, smartphones aren't the place for Mass, but also, like, there are so many people who use it as, like, a translation device, who use it to look up a missal, to look up prayers, to look up where they're at in the Mass. Like, there are so many good things. It's like, it's hard to say, no, there should not be any cell phones ever at Mass, because it is such a powerful tool and device. But there is also something to be said for, like, I can't tell you how many Masses I've attended that are in a different language. I've gone to Vietnamese Masses, Spanish Masses, Latin Masses, and sometimes there really is something to be said for, I don't understand what's going on, so I'm just going to sit here quietly and pray and soak in the absolute beauty of the Mass. You know, even if I can't understand it, I can still appreciate it. So even if I could pull out my cell phone and translate it and follow along, there is something to be said for, you know what, I'm just going to sit in quiet silence and reverence and try and comprehend and understand the beauty and mystery of everything that I'm looking at. So I understand both sides of the argument when it comes to, like, not wanting cell phones out at Mass and that sort of thing. One of the most Christian people I know, when he's younger, moved away and she started becoming a bodybuilder, and her Instagram is basically porn now, but she's still the sweetest person you'll ever meet. Yeah, the Instagram, TikTok, all that is just a massive temptation, because it's easy, right? I have done 3-4 different TikTok accounts, and, like, I've never been, I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, I'm TikTok famous, but, like, the most I've ever gotten is 15,000, which isn't, it's nothing great, but it's also not microscopic. Like, I started making some traction, and on YouTube I got 7.5 thousand, so, like, I feel like I have something to add to the conversation, and that is why bother with the struggle and hardship when we know that if you post half nude photos, you're going to get all the attention that you want. It's the same reason why all the people, like, I don't do clickbait, but I understand why people do it, right? Like, I could spend a lot of time crafting a well-made video that 10 people will see, or I can just come out here and say something ridiculous and put some clickbait on there and get 500,000 views, right? So, like, I understand the temptation for it, and I understand why people take the easy way with doing that sort of thing. You know, it's the same thing with, like, even nutrition content, right? Like, for some reason there is a huge demand for nutrition content where people, like, walk around the grocery store and be like, these Cheez-Its have chemicals, and chemicals are bad. And people eat that up, even though it's a completely ignorant and terrible take, even though there's no scientific basis to it. People love that content. I'll never understand why people love that content, but people love that content. I think it's the main source of depression in youth, because you see all the highlights of everyone else's life. No one posts bad parts of life. It makes you envious. Oh, it without a doubt, social media is a huge problem for that. And I've been praying and discerning for the last 3 weeks on a book that I want to write. A book that I want to write about being the mediocre man, a man of mediocrity. Because here's my experience, is that I am and always will be mediocre at best. I'm a content creator, but I've got 7,000 views, 15,000 on TikTok. Meanwhile, other people are pushing 1 million. You know, I play World of Warcraft. I do competitive World of Warcraft. I end up at like rank 1800 or 1900. Like, good, but not great. So everything I do is just mediocre. I'm not the best. I'm not the worst. I accept that there'll be 1 million things that I'm good at, but I'm never going to be the best at. But if I go onto TikTok, in a matter of 10 seconds, I can find a child prodigy piano player. I can find the world's best violinist. I can find the best SoundCloud rapper. I can find the best photographer. I can find the best everything. Welcome back, Dibson. So, even if you are good at something, it feels like you're not good at anything because you go online and you just see everyone who is way better at all these things, and you don't see all the things that go into it to make them good at those things. Not to mention the people who are lying and faking and all the other things, but like, how do you navigate the world as someone who is just mediocre? How do you navigate the world as someone who is just good at things when everyone else is going to be better at those things than you? You'll never be the best. And that is the topic of the book I am discerning whether or not God wants me to write. It is a topic that is near and dear to my heart, and I think I want to write it. Why are you dressed like the guy from Die Hard? Here's how I pick how I dress for the day. Maybe that's because I'm a man. Maybe it's because I'm lazy. I don't know. But how I get dressed for the day is, so I will do the laundry, and I put the laundry out, and Emmy folds the laundry, and then Emmy puts the laundry in our dresser. And when I open up the dresser, I grab the shirt that is on top, and that is what I am wearing for the day. And that is all the thought that I put into it. So this was the shirt that was on top today, therefore this is what I am dressed as today. If she put a bright pink crop top shirt on top, there's a high chance that I might just put that on and start wearing that, because I don't think about it, I don't look, I just grab whatever shirt is on top and off I go. I put zero thought into it. Speaking of clothing, though, so there's this interesting TikTok going around today, and maybe since we have a bunch of people from all over the world in here right now, they can answer this. Someone was saying that Americans are the only country in the world that is overly concerned with how they dress and how they look, and that a lot of other countries in the world don't bother with like a bunch of flashy outfits or for important outfits or anything like that. Like, they just kind of have a uniform. Their clothes are all kind of similar and same-ish, and they just wear the same thing day in and day out. And that it's just an American phenomenon to be absolutely overly concerned with like fashion and looks and individuality and all that sort of thing. I want to write a manga about a cameraman. Oh, thing popped. A cameraman in other animes, like in Academy Style, where they train you to keep up with the main characters' amazing stories and learn filming techniques. And so I would love to read that. Italy was like that. So we're trying to go to Italy this year, and one of the things that in my research I found is that Italians in general do keep a better dress code than America. So one thing I am going to do is refresh my wardrobe before I go to Italy. I'd like to have a couple nicer shirts, maybe with some sleeves and a collar, and something nicer than just some ratty old blue jeans, so that I don't look like an absolute lazy tourist. So that is also one of my goals before we get to Italy, is to make sure that I am not dressing like a tourist. Speaking of manga and anime, I've just finished season 1 of Kaiju number 8, and I dare say, Domian, welcome. Excuse me. I dare say that Kaiju number 8 is better than My Hero Academia. And if you've been here for any amount of time, you know I absolutely love Kaiju, or love My Hero Academia. But Kaiju number 8 is something special. I truly believe that there is something special about Kaiju number 8. Like, the writing is good, the character development is good, the lack of fan service is good. I really enjoy that anime. I'm in the middle of nowhere because I can walk outside naked if I want. That is, for many people in America, that is the dream. The dream is to own a piece of property that is so large and secluded that you can wander around outside naked if you want to. Domian, thank you for the likes. I appreciate that. So if you haven't played World of Warcraft, this is a rated battleground. So we are doing competitive player versus player. So we're going to be playing against real people, and we're going to go head-to-head to see who is better. So here is the test of skill to see if I am the better healer. There are 4 healers in this instance. So let's see if I have what it takes to be the best. Like no one ever was. I thought I would want property that's out in the middle of nowhere. Here's the thing, though. If you get property out in the middle of nowhere and you have no neighbors, that means you have acres and acres and acres of land. And if you have that much land, that means you've got upkeep. And that upkeep will eat so much of your time. Like, I've been battling bamboo and blackberries in my backyard for years, and it never goes away. And I've got, like, a quarter of an acre. So someone who's got 10 or 20 acres, you're spending every week doing some sort of maintenance on your house, which is fine. There's a lot of people who that is what they love, right? That is their passion in life, is they like yard work, they like upkeeping, they like doing those things. But I don't have that passion in my life. I'd rather spend my weekends out doing photography or doing other things like that. Like, I don't want to spend my weekends mowing my yard or anything like that, you know? Oh, they see me as the flag carrier, so that is not good. We're in trouble here. We're gonna. They are well put together here. They are smart. Okay, we broke away. We're gonna stun. Oh, we're stuck in the water. This is not good. Okay. We have a lot of people on us. This might not end well. We're gonna have to. No one's coming to help me. I'm all by myself out here. Okay, well, that's not good. Let's drink some mana. Okay, woo! One of the other healers caught up to me, so we're back into it. Let's get some more mana. All my cooldowns are down, so we're in some trouble here. But we got the flag. We're halfway there. Now we have to run the flag all the way across the battlefield and get it back to our home flag without getting absolutely bodied here. So there's all of our allies. Our allies finally caught up to us. You watched Project Hail Mary after you read the book. I've heard nothing but high praise for Project Hail Mary. Everyone says you gotta watch it and you should watch it in theaters, that it's a great experience in theaters. Would you agree with that? In fact, could you think of a reason not to watch Project Hail Mary? That might be, there's been so much praise for it, that might be the better way. Can you think of any reason not to go watch Project Hail Mary? Come on. Come on. We're so close. We're so close. Okay, they got it. Get the flag! Get the flag! No! My dudes! Why? Why? So you can't capture the flag when your flag is not at the base. So I got the flag all the way back there, but at the last minute someone snuck in and grabbed the flag so I couldn't cap it. That was frustrating. So, alright, we're doing it again. We're going back into the belly of the beast. Obviously the books are always better, but I think they did a good job of adapting it. Read the book first. Interestingly enough, Spotify just released a really interesting feature for audiobooks that I really love, and it's called Page by Page. And their new feature, if you have a actual, like say you're reading Project Hail Mary and you have the Project Hail Mary book, so you can, and the audiobook, you can listen to like the first 10 pages, and then you can pause it and then open up page 11 in the book and start reading by yourself in the book. And then, like, say you get to page 46 and you got to go back to the audiobook, you can then tell the audiobook to start again at page 47 so you don't lose your progress. It allows you to continually catch up in the book and audiobook simultaneously, which I think is a really cool feature that lets people experience both audiobooks and written books. There's a few things omitted, entirely glossed over. That'll always happen in movies, though, right? No movie is going to be a perfect adaptation of a book, but there are some rare examples, such as like MASH. MASH originally started as a movie, and I would say that the TV show for MASH is far superior than the book and the movie ever was for that. So, you know, it is rare, but it does happen where sometimes the TV adaptation is better than anything else could hope to be. All right, take that guy out, please. Thank you. How's it supposed to work with different prints in circulation? I have no idea how they figured that out. I'm guessing it's not a perfect system, but it's a cool system regardless. So, all right. Come on, team! Don't let me down. Go get that flag carrier. Makes me want to read The Martian because I love that movie. It makes me wonder how much they left out. I have heard great praise for The Martian. Also, I've heard that The Martian is a great book. So definitely one that you should probably read. Oh, okay. They got a healer in here. This is not good. At the same time, too. At the same time. This might end in a draw. Brutal. Absolutely brutal. Welcome back, Zen. We can do this. We can do this. We're pretty evenly matched, but we can do this. What's going on this morning, Zen? Alright, we got the flag again. We're running. Oh, we're running. They actually did a better job with the movie for Ender's Game than the book. I enjoyed both. I enjoyed both very, very much for Ender's Game. I know that people hated the movie. I know that some people hate the book. I think Ender's Game, for what it was, I enjoyed Ender's Game. I'm really nervous about, we just got the green light that they're making a Dungeon Crawler Carl, the TV series, and I'm really, really nervous about that because I love Dungeon Crawler Carl, but the books have a lot of like vulgarity and nudity, and I'm really worried that with the TV show they're really going to lean into that for the easy ratings, that they're going to really lean into, look, we have nudity and sex because that sells and that's money. And I'm really, really nervous about that. I cannot stay alive. That arcane mage, like these nerfs have been very hard on us. Like I said, we took a huge nerf. But those arcane mages, holy cow, the damage that guy is doing is just outrageous. Alright, well, we apparently just lost. We've got 3 minutes to get the flag. We can still tie this up, but I'm not hopeful of this being a winning match now. That was a super bummer that they could not get the flag back in time for us. We can do this. Two minutes, 50 seconds. Come on. Okay, we're going to speed up. I'm out of cooldowns. No hope. No team. This is the frustrating thing about player versus player, especially in World of Warcraft, is you can't carry it all on your back. You need a team to do something, and my team is absolutely awful this time round. So unfortunately, there's only so much you can do when your team is sitting in the middle doing nothing, you know? Alright, Ben, have a good day. Thanks for hanging out. Have a good time. We'll see you next time. Yeah, there's nothing we can do. They got so much damage. So much more damage than us. Like, half their team is in the top 5 here. The top 10 is all them. So we're in some trouble there. See you next time, Ben. Thanks for hanging out this morning. What a bummer of a way to start the day with a loss on a battleground. I'm trying to push my rating up a little bit, but it's darn near 100% luck, it feels like, that if you just play enough matches, you'll get there. In fact, there was a couple people posting about that online, that there is zero skill involved, that if you manage to do 200 or 300 matches in a season, you will get the highest rating, because it's not about individual skill. It's not about actually doing anything. It's about being lucky enough times in a row to push the rating up, and that's a really, really frustrating experience. But I keep coming back, so it must not be too bad if I'm coming back to it continually. I must enjoy it on some level. All right, let's put a sleep down. They immediately woke him up, so that's great. I agree, Maxim. Alright, we can keep this guy alive, though. Won't make a difference. We've only got 6 seconds, but, you know. There we go. We lose 11 rating. What a bummer. Like, here's the thing. So I have 13 million healing. I have the most healing on the team, and I was running the flag the entire time. Like, I wasn't even doing the fighting. So how can I have that much healing when I'm not even healing people? I was just running across the map. Like, my team was not participating. That's the point I'm trying to make. My team was not participating well. Alright, we were flying off to go do some of these while we wait, so let's go do some of this while we wait for a new queue to pop. Ben was carrying the conversation. Y'all dropped off. What are y'all doing? Also, Dex, or if you're still here, did you get the big box we were talking about last night? Did you pull the trigger, so to speak? Alright, what are we doing for this quest? Oh, the quest disappeared. Wonderful. Alright, I guess we're going over there. Flying fast. You did not. Why not? What's the holdup? Suspenders on tank top is diabolical. I do not have the option to wear a belt, so suspender life for me. And as I explained, that this is just the shirt that was on top, so this is the shirt that I had to wear this morning because it was just on top of the pile of clothing. What's going on this morning, Blank? I did see this company is advertising for a pair of suspenders that you're supposed to wear under your clothing. Like the suspender's supposed to be have this really soft material, so you put it on the underside so no one sees that you're wearing suspenders. And I'm kind of curious about wearing that, but something tells me that they're absolutely lying to you. Like no material on suspenders sounds fun to be rubbing against your raw skin all day, every day, you know? What is this? We haven't done this yet. Okay, we've got a tiered something or other. Here's Valera gonna join us? Is this a delve? What are this? Okay. Well, whatever it is, I way out level it because I just one-shot that dude. I guess we're supposed to go take that out? Maybe? It's frustrating how many companies can just get away with, like, casually lying about things. I know there's a bunch of TikToks, and granted, grain of salt's TikTok. Is it true? Who knows? But there's a bunch of TikToks right now people are talking about that if you go to like Walmart and you buy a 10-pound bag of potatoes and you put the potatoes on a scale, you will see that you are not actually getting 10 pounds of potatoes. And I'm really curious if there's actual truth to that, if that's just people making things up for clout on the internet, or if they're really just shrinkflationing our bags of potatoes. Because like there's the United States Department of like weights and scales, right? Like they're a fairly serious department. So if you're caught lying on things that are actually like weight and measurement, that's a really serious offense. So I'm curious if maybe people are just lying on the internet for clout. But it also wouldn't surprise me if companies like, well, we say it's a 10-pound bag of potatoes, but would anyone really notice if it was a 7-pound bag of potato? You know, does the average consumer know the difference between 10 pounds and 8 pounds? Kind of like when wasn't like AT&T got hit with a huge lawsuit because they were just casually adding extra money onto people's bills because they were just like, well, the chances of someone looking at their bill and knowing that their bill is 50 cents higher is low. So if we get 50 cents from every single subscriber, then whatever we'll pay in a lawsuit will be much less than we'll make from stealing all these people's money. So it doesn't surprise me if a company does it, but it also kind of feels like maybe someone just discovered a TikTok hack for, if you go to Walmart and you take a potato out of the bag and you re-steal it and then you weigh it, you can be like, oh, look, it's less. You're being lied to and you're being cheated to, because like TikTok users aren't exactly known for their deep critical thinking skills either, right? Subway got in trouble when their footlongs were 11 inches. I heard about that. Wasn't that fake news? Didn't that turn out to be not a true thing at all? I'm pretty sure that turned out to be a false story. But like there's a TikTok right now where a guy, his whole thing is he's doing a thing where like my tree in my front yard is moving closer to me, and everyone's just like millions of views every day, like, oh, how much closer did your tree get to you today? And it's just like, why are people tuning into that daily? Like, clearly the guy's tree is not moving, but like, why are TikTokers into the tree moving drama daily? I don't know. I couldn't explain to you the psyche behind a TikToker. Alright, so we need to take out 3 void creatures, apparently. Okay, I'm actually starting to get hurt here a little bit. Maybe a little bit of panic. I don't know why or how these creatures are actually dealing damage to me, but okay. I think it's this curse on me, this magic curse is decreasing my maximum HP by a ton. I can remove that, yeah. Wish I had Valera here. She usually helps with this. Okay, we need 2 more void creatures slain, okay. Looks like there's a void creature over here. Speaking of fake news, someone was showing off a screenshot that they generated with ChatGPT, and they put on the caption that it's over for old people, and they're absolutely right. Like this was a AI image of a screenshot of a conversation, and it was accurate. Like just at first glance, like you probably would not tell at a cursory glance if that was a fake or real screenshot. So the ability to create fake conversations and then send that to like people to scam them, that is going to be huge for scammers. That is going to be, unfortunately, absolutely huge in those communities. So I never worried about this before, but I am starting to wonder like if it's time to give my family, like my parents and my grandparents, like a code word that only us know, so that like, okay, if you get a screenshot or a message from me and it seems suspect or you're curious about it, then before you do anything, text me directly and ask for the code word. Make sure that we're actually talking to people, because it really feels like scamming is about to hit an all-time new high with AI tools that exist now. Alright, now we've got to kill a boss. Okay, the Void-Infused Mindbreaker. Okay. Let's go slap him. Okay, we'll summon our little red chicken. Do a little bit of healing. Alright, so we want to avoid the bubbles. We got hit by one of those bubbles before. Those are not nice, so we don't want to get slapped by the bubbles. Okay, I can see on the max difficulty, I can see this actually being difficult. Not because there's actually, like, hard stuff here, but because these mechanics are really annoying. The bubble mechanics, pushback mechanics, huge bursty damage out of nowhere. Like, I could see this being a difficult fight, especially for a non-healer or a non-tank coming into this as a DPS. I could see some challenge in here. Let's just bubble up so we can focus on a little bit more DPS. I feel like Souls games do that on purpose. Annoying mechanics? That is absolutely, without a doubt, true. That Souls games give you dumb controls. That's been my complaint since Dark Souls 1, was that the controls are not good. The controls feel tanky, clunky, delayed, and awful, and that doesn't make the game hard, that makes it annoying. Like, I don't mind a game that has real difficulty, but if you artificially inflate the difficulty because the controls suck, that's not fun for me. Like, create a real difficult challenge, not make me fight a controller. Well, it's the same thing like NES era games. People talk about the NES era games being so difficult, and I don't disagree with that. NES games are difficulty, but most of the difficulty is in terrible controls and unfair game design. It's not actually a fair challenge. It's just meant to suck up time for no reason other than to waste your time, because they didn't want you to rent the game at Blockbuster and then not buy it, right? So, which I saw an interesting conversation about VHSs on TikTok yesterday, saying that when VHSs first came out, Hollywood was really threatened that it would kill the movie theater industry. So allegedly, when they first came out, people were doing they were charging $100 for a VHS as a way to discourage people from buying them. I don't know if that's true or not, but I could not imagine buying a VHS for $100, you know? Especially like a Disney straight to DVD quality. Like imagine paying $150 to get a copy of The Little Mermaid 3, you know? Alright, that wasn't bad. That was a little annoying, but it wasn't bad. What do we get? We got a Galactic Void Sliver, combine 5 to create a 298 trinket. Ooh. Interesting. So I need 5 of those to upgrade my weapon, so I guess we gotta do this. Alright, so we did level 2. Requires 1 challenge. Okay, so we have to go and unlock the challenges, and then as we unlock the challenges, it'll go up and up and up. Interesting. Okay. So we need to find a tainted bone pile. We need to speak to Lady Darkland in Silvermoon City. Complete tier 4. We can't do that. Can't do that one. Found in Ritual Spoils. Ranger Captain Lithia. Okay, so we need to go back to Silvermoon is what this is telling me. Off we go. Slowly. Very slowly we're gonna fly across the universe. Which is a terrible movie. You should not watch The Beatles Across the Universe. That was a painful hour and a half to watch that movie. Speaking of music, though, it looks like they're doing a My Hero Academia tour where they're going to play the music of My Hero Academia in like a concert hall across America. And that I could be down for. You Say Run is a obviously very excellent excellent song. So I am down for You Say Run. I loved some of the intros and outros to it, so I'm kind of here for it. I kind of want to go to the My Hero Academia concert. I know that they also do like the what do you call it? The why am I blanking on Stardew Valley? Stardew Valley does a like in concert hall thing, and that is very, very good, I've heard. Defeat enemies at a ritual site. Speak with them. Unlock tendrils. Investigate a dark obelisk. Okay. And we have 50 tokens, and in order to unlock gear, we need 500 tokens. Okay, that's not very good. We did not get a lot of tokens, so that's going to take a while. Alright. Turn in the quest. Ritual problems. Okay, so we can unlock reputation and renown with ritual sites. Very cool, very cool. What do you got? And they sell relics. Okay. And those are... Ooh, a dark obelisk, floating candle. Okay. So I feel like we're better served doing these as maybe a tank rather than a healer. That might go a little bit faster, so maybe we should go back and do it as a tank. Lots to do, though. Lots of quests. Good on Blizzard for giving us, like, a non-stop... Lots of quests, lots to do. And not enough time. That's the whole reason I'm streaming WoW today, is because I got to get some of these chores done, and I don't feel like I'm going to have time to get them all done, so I've got to do them here to get the chores done before work. Not looking forward to work today, but I am looking forward to. I did get a raise, so next paycheck next week I get to see the raise on the paycheck, and I'm hoping that the entire raise can just go into savings for Italy. So I'm hoping that it's a good looking raise. And I know I could like figure it out, or I could just go like look through it and figure out, okay, with tax and all that, this is how much it's gonna be. But a part of me likes to just like, okay, we're gonna wait for it to actually show up and see what it actually looks like, rather than mathing it all out. Except for when I used to work for Wells Fargo, when we used to get bonuses at Wells Fargo, there was no playing around. The second that we were approved to get a bonus, it was time, like, oh, okay, we're gonna immediately start doing math and figuring out, okay, how much is this bonus going to actually be? Alright, we got a tier 3 challenge with tentacles that damage and root you. So we're going to be doing the same thing we just did, but slightly harder, I guess. So let's see how that pans out. We're going to be doing it in Brewmaster mode. So, yep, same exact thing. Let's see how well we deal with being a Brewmaster here. I definitely feel like we can grab more, but that minus maximum HP is going to be definitely a tough thing to deal with, especially as a tank, because that is a lot of damage that we can't take. But we're doing okay. This seems like it's going okay. We're definitely taking more damage than when we were a healer, but I guess most of our healing is going to come from doing fire damage. We got like self-sustain from our talents. Okay, that's not too bad. That wasn't too bad. If we take smaller poles, we don't have to worry as much, but I don't want to be in here forever, you know? So sometimes you got to risk it for the biscuit. Sometimes you just got to go for the big poles. Yeah, that's okay. We're doing 20,000 DPS. That's not terrible. Not great, but not terrible. And down she goes. Maybe. Come on. There we go. Okay. That's one captain down. So far, I haven't seen these tentacles. I don't want to jinx myself, but it doesn't seem like these tentacles are as big a deal as it was making them out to be. So hopefully that doesn't come back to bite me in the butt for saying that. But so far, the tentacles are not a threat. I'm guessing at the max level, that's where this will be a real challenge and threat. Because it looks like you're meant to do these like as you're leveling up and gearing up. So if you're not geared out, because like there are some people, and I don't know why, but there are some people who pay for the game to log in like once a month, right? Like they have 1 hour, 1 weekend a month to play, and so they might only get like one piece of gear a month. Like, play the game however you want to, but I don't know paying $15 a month to be able to play 1 or 2 days is worth it. That definitely doesn't feel like you're going to get your money's worth, especially in a game like WoW where everything is loot treadmill, where they want you to be on a never-ending grind for gear and loot and all of that. See, okay, that guy's a captain, so let's crush the captain. Brewmaster is one of my favorite classes. What happened to us? Oh, he erases our mind. Okay, that's why we couldn't use a move there. But one of my favorite things about the Brewmaster, though, is like people try and take World of Warcraft so seriously. And the thing is, like, World of Warcraft is not a serious game by any stretch of the imagination, you know? So, like, having a class that does all their damage and healing by drinking booze and throwing empty kegs at enemies and all that just helps to solidify. Like, it's a silly world, and it's meant to be a silly world. It doesn't need to take itself super seriously all the time, right? Like, it's okay for the game. Like, one of the weapons, if you do the new fishing event, one of the weapons you can unlock is a giant fish. So you can just go beat your enemies with a giant fish, and you can, like, set it on fire. Like, it's meant to be a silly world, and World of Warcraft is a better game for it than always being super serious. You know, I feel like Warhammer could benefit from having a couple moments of the silliness in it. It doesn't always need to be super serial all the time, you know? I've been playing COD M and Minecraft lately. I load up on Storm 4 when I'm feeling spicy. I just heard a Call of Duty announcement. Allegedly, we are no longer getting Call of Duty on Game Pass, but to make up for it, they are lowering the cost of Game Pass, which seems like a win-win in my book. You pay less for Game Pass, and you don't have the temptation to load up into Call of Duty. That seems like a win in my book. What is Storm 4 though? I don't think I know Storm 4. I don't think I've heard of that one. I also saw a great idea. Speaking of gaming, someone recommended if you don't want your kid to be an iPad kid, like you don't want to give them an iPad, but you still want them to have like electronic entertainment. They said like go to Goodwill or whatever and go find yourself a Windows 98 machine and just go load up on your favorite old games that you played as a kid that were edutainment, like Kickstart, Jumpstart 4th Grade. I loved playing Jumpstart 4th Grade. There was a couple like Hot Wheels games I remember playing that were like semi-educational, Jazz Jackrabbit, Beep Beep, all those. Like you can go find those games for like $1 at Goodwill and play those. That is a good idea. Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm 4. One of these days, I swear I'm going to finish Naruto. I always start and say, this is it. I'm going to finally finish Naruto because I've heard it gets so good, but I've never made it past, like, the first arc. I get to the Gaara fight, Gaara versus Rock Lee, and that's about as far as I always make it. I really need to get through Naruto. Hey, this guy hurts a little bit. This guy's got some hurt on him. He's got some ouches. Maybe that'll be the next one I watch. I always need background noise. Maybe it's time to finally try and get through Naruto again and see what happens if we can get through Naruto. I definitely don't feel like I can heal as much as a blood DK. People said that you got some self-sustain as a brewmaster, and they're not wrong, but I definitely feel like I've got way more sustain as a blood DK. Alright, let's get these guys, get this void guy out of the way. Pop some cooldowns, do some damage. Just Wednesday morning things. Oh, I finally got hit by the root. Okay, don't get hit by the roots. Don't get hit by the roots. The roots hurt. The roots hurt bad. Okay, we learned that those are bad. Okay, don't get hit by the roots. Those definitely take you down a notch. Maybe I should just do this as a DPS so I can go through it faster. It doesn't seem like tank... I mean, healer's obviously solid, but slow. Tanking doesn't seem to be any faster, so maybe I should try the next one on a DPS and see where that takes me. That fight's one of the greats. Others include Kakashi versus Pain, Sasuke versus Itachi, and Shippuden has some of the peak fights for sure. I did see someone, I'm guessing this had to be rage bait, but someone was posting yesterday their analytics on why they thought that Boruto surpassed Naruto in both power and like technically a better anime. And I'm like 90% sure that's gotta be bait, right? Like, I've never seen Boruto, but I've never heard anything good about Boruto either. So, oh, maybe that's why we're doing so bad, is we're wearing our bad gear. Maybe if we were wearing the right gear for this, we would be doing better. Oops. Just out here casually in my scrub gear. We also should hopefully have the tokens this week to upgrade our gear, because my main character is 265, which is about the maximum you can get for a solo player. This character is obviously lagging behind, so I'm trying to catch her up, but it is a long, slow grind for more gear. That's meaningful. I can find gear. Gear rains down from the sky, but I want upgrades. I don't just want random gear, you know? Yeah, okay, this gear is definitely making a difference. I can feel myself taking way less damage, so that was definitely part of the problem, at least. Also, these guys do a lot of damage, so pulling big pulls does not seem to be the way to do this. Definitely rage bait. We've gone from trickery in the forest to teleporting to the moon. Different powers. Really, they go to the moon in Boruto? Again, I haven't seen it. I haven't watched much of Naruto, but that just on premise alone seems ridiculous. Why are they going to the moon? What possible reason do they have to go to the moon? Okay, we need one more boss, one more captain. Let's see. It says there's a captain back here. No, there's a captain up there. That guy. Okay. Let's go take out that captain. That's kind of awesome, though. Power scaling is one of those things, like, the conversation is fun if it's being had in fun, but the people who spend all day, like, in the power scaler forums trying to debate who would win, Sailor Moon or Goku or that sort of thing, like, it does get old very fast, and I do not know how I do not know how people take the debates seriously and actually spend like moments of their life debating who would win in a fight between Yu Yu Hakusho's Yusuke Urameshi and Hamtaro, right? Like, it's fun for fun, but there are definitely people who take it way too seriously, and I don't think it was ever meant to be taken seriously, because like Stan Lee allegedly said, and this kind of just solves it, and they're asking like, how do you determine, like, if you have to have the Hulk fighting Spider-Man, how do you determine who wins? Because, you know, you're the ultimate power scaler, you're dealing with all these superpowered superheroes, so how do you determine who wins in that fight? And the answer was, well, whoever I want to win wins, right? That is the simple answer. Whoever the story calls for to win is the winner. And that's that, right? So that seems like the simplest answer to all of it, right? Is that it's whoever the writer wants to win would win, so it's kind of pointless to debate outside of it. But I do understand the fun of it. But also, like, I posted two years ago, I made a short about Doomguy versus Primarch from Warhammer. 2 years ago, I made a silly little post about that. I still get notifications of people arguing about that post. 2 years people have been arguing with each other about who wins in a fight between a Primarch and Doomguy. And that just... For 2 years, dudes, like, you've had nothing better to do in 2 years than to argue on my silly little post about Doomguy? Like, it seems a little ridiculous. No lie. Sailor Moon has creation power. She transforms, she wins. If Goku goes against her nature for speed blitzing, he wins. I like it too. I like it for fun, but again, two years of arguing about Doomguy versus a Primarch, that seems excessive. Massively excessive. I also did Halo versus Doomguy, the Master Chief, and I said Halo guy because I was doing Doomguy, so it's Doomguy, so Halo guy, right? That makes sense to me. That really upset people, and so many people felt the need to come in and tell me that I was wrong, and like that's what we're talking about, rage baiting, right? Like, rage baiting works, right? You call him Halo guy instead of Master Chief or John, and all of a sudden it's a national crisis, and you need to call in the reinforcements to tell people that, hey, people need to know you were wrong on the internet, and we have to discuss you being wrong on the internet. And that was like a year ago, and I still get DMs about it. I still get people saying, actually, his name's not Halo guy. I don't get it, man. Alright, so we've tried tank, we've tried healer. I guess next time we're going to run this as a DPS and see what happens. It seems like DPS will definitely be the hardest because you actually have to deal with taking damage and pulling small, but I might watch your hate video again. The sad thing is the guy hasn't... Two things about that guy. One, he hasn't posted since, as far as I can tell. So, like, he came out of the woodworks to be a hater and then disappeared. But also, like, Borderlands has fallen off so hard. Like, their DLC is getting universally panned and hated, and they have improved how bad it was, if that makes sense. So, like, even though he came and said, oh, you're wrong, this game is great, like, the whole community agrees that it is absolutely awful here now. So it's aged like a fine wine for that guy to come out and tell me how wrong I am, and for it to just continually go down a notch. Alright, let's try DPS on this. Let's also look at... They made some changes to the class, and I'm curious if those changes are actually going to be better for us. Yeah, challenge level 4 requires 257. We're not close. Let's go do... Let's get our delve out. We got 15 minutes before I have to go start getting ready for work. Let's do a regular delve to up our gear and get us to the next level. And then we'll attempt this later. Let's go do the Twilight Crypts really quick. I need to go load into... Honestly, I need to go load into battle... oh, my battleground's ready. No, thank you. Too late. I need to go load into Borderlands 4 because I bought the ultimate super duper cool edition of Borderlands 4 that comes with the DLC, so I guess I might as well try the new character and play the DLC. I paid for it. I might as well see it. I've heard it's nothing good, but I guess I should go do that. Might as well not waste my money. That was the regret of 2025 was buying Borderlands 4. I think Borderlands is over. It's cooked. It's over. It's gone. It'll never recover. Gone forever. What have been your favorite classes so far to play at early, mid, and late game for World of Warcraft? Oh boy, that's tough. My absolute favorite class to play is Monk. Early, mid, late, I absolutely love monks. I love the aesthetic. I love all the abilities. I love the class fantasy. I love absolutely everything about monks. So, monk is number one. Mages are an absolute blast late game. Mages take a while to get going. In early game, we don't have access to all your spells and tools. You feel squishy. It doesn't feel great. So, you know, it takes a little bit to get into it, but once you get mages going, mages get going. Like, they're awesome for that. So, definitely mages for late game. Basically, all early game is pretty low tier, to be honest, because Blizzard doesn't expect you to be low level for very long, right? Like, you go to time walking, you can get to max level in a matter of 10 hours. So, like, they don't expect you to play early or mid game. All they care about is late game. And for me, the late game is all about monks, mages. I enjoy my blood decay, but I wouldn't call them great. Their playstyle is not well suited to end game content for most people. Because, like, blood DKs have to take damage and then they heal themselves, which is cool for solo content, but if you've got a healer, that healer's constantly having a heart attack. So it's like, oh, he's dying. Oh, wait, he's not dying. He's going to heal himself. So you don't know when to heal him. You don't know when not to heal him. It becomes a whole ordeal. So blood DKs are fun, but only if you're playing by yourself. If you're going into, like, dungeons and stuff, you will not enjoy blood DK because your healer will hate you. Meanwhile, Brewmaster, you know, talking about Monk again, Brewmaster is like the best tank in the game because they automatically mitigate 30% of damage and delay it, which gives your healer more time to heal you, and they absolutely love that. So I will be a Monk stan forever. Always play monks. Monks are the greatest. I will hear no Monk slander. So I've heard Discipline Priest gets pretty fun too. I like Discipline Priest, but I've never actually leveled one. So one of these days I need to level a Mistweaver or a Discipline Priest as well, but it's tough. Leveling, like I said, Blizzard doesn't care about the low level stuff. They don't want you to play the early level stuff. So leveling is so boring that they even give you the option to pay money to skip it. But it feels like a waste of money to skip it because, well, you can do it in like 5 hours. So why would you pay all that money to skip it? But also, I don't want to do it because I only have a limited time to play and it's boring. So it's a no-win. It's a no-win situation. Now, Early game matters a whole lot more if you're playing World of Warcraft Classic and you're doing a hardcore run where if your character dies, they're deleted permanently. That, the mid game and early game matters a whole lot more, because surviving the first 20 or 30 levels is absolutely awful. Like, you would be a paladin. Paladins have a great early game in WoW Classic, but it's boring. Like, you don't even get an offensive spell till like level 7, and you only get one like until level 20 or 25. So literally it's just walk up, right click the enemy to auto attack them, wait for the enemy to die. Wow, such gameplay. Amazing. 10 out of 10. Good job, Blizzard. The other thing I love about monks, I'm a healer monk right now. As a healer monk, I'm doing 50,000 DPS right now. That's on par with some lower tier DPSs. Like, I'm supposed to be a healer, and I'm out here doing the DPS job as well. I love that about being a monk. Is I am the damage dealer, I am the tank, I am the healer, I am the everything. Nothing can stop me when I am a healer. Except for a bad team, as we learned when we did our battleground earlier. You can't heal a bad team. You can't out-heal. The people always say you can't heal stupid, and that is also true, but you can't heal through bad either. I want to buy RCT Classic on Switch. What is RCT Classic? I'm trying to think. Rainbow something? Doesn't have mouse controls. Does anyone actually use the mouse controls? Like, I feel like the mouse controls are such a I've never even detached my controllers from my Switch, let alone done mouse mode. You should buy... Everyone's talking about that. What's that, Tamachi Perfect Life game? That's what everyone's talking about right now. That's the game you should play. The Tamachi Life Simulator. That seems to be what everyone's all about. Roller Coaster Tycoon. Oh, hey, look, it's my character. There's an echo of Senway There's my troll. I run into myself in my own delve. I would waste all my time playing that. Is it really that good? I hear people talking about all the time that Roller Coaster Tycoon is one of the GOATs of all time, but I feel like Ocarina of Time, I feel like a lot of that is just nostalgia baiting, and it's not actually that good. You know? I don't feel like it'll actually live up to the hype. Maybe I'm just a hater, but I just feel like it's overblown. Maybe I'm wrong, but once I charge my Switch too, that is what we are doing. We're going to be Ocarina of Time haters. We're going to play through Ocarina of Time, and I'm going to show everyone just how not good of a game that it actually is. We're gonna hate play Ocarina of Time. It ran like... How does it run? Like, wasn't that game come out in like 1994? Like, how did it run badly? Like, how bad was your computer? That is inconceivable. You know, my PS3 onto the Demon's Souls private servers, feeling nostalgic. It does not surprise me that there are people still playing Demon's Souls. And I guess it was optimized for old PCs. I guess that makes sense. There's this interesting phenomena, actually. If you play original old games on new hardware and you can get it to run, some of the old games were like literally limited by their hardware of the time. So some of those old games run faster, like the game runs at 2 times speed because of like the better hardware. So it's interesting to see those old games actually run like literally faster on newer hardware because they're not bottlenecked. It's really kind of a fascinating thing. Also, speaking of old games, later this month we're going to get the full details of Assassin's Creed Black Flag Remake. They've already said, though, that there's no multiplayer, which is honestly excellent. Like, Assassin's Creed multiplayer is fun, don't get me wrong. Like, I don't want to be a hater on that, but also, like, it seems like they are going all in and focusing all in on the single player and making it a good single player experience. And I've heard that we're not going to have to play as Desmond at all, so it really feels like they are going to make a really, really good game here. No multiplayer, no online, no only online. Like it definitely feels like they are concentrating on making as good of a game as possible. So I'm even more hyped for that game. I cannot wait for the new Assassin's Creed Black Flag remake, because Black Flag was the best pirate game and best Assassin's Creed, hands down. So having a remake of it is going to be, I'm going to call it Game of the Year. I really think it's going to be Game of the Year. Didn't like the gameplay of Assassin's Creed. New or old Assassin's Creed? New Assassin's Creed has absolute garbage gameplay, but old Assassin's Creed has fun gameplay. Sneaking around, one-shotting people, jumping off of cliffs, like... It's got some fun. It's got some moments. Come on, Valera. Deal some damage. Take it home. I don't even remember which one I had. Some people insist that 1 and 2 are peak, but the pirate, the gameplay, the ship play of Black Flag, I will always stand by. Black Flag is the best. I want to go back and play it now that we're talking about it, but I know that if I go play Black Flag right now, I'm going to play all the way through it, and then when the remake comes out, I'll be like, I just did this, and I won't want to play it. So I'm being good, and I'm not going to touch Black Flag until we get the remake, which is apparently going to be in July. So happy birthday to me. Assassin's Creed is going to be my birthday gift to myself. Assassin's Creed 2 still holds up. Honestly, I think most of the Assassin's Creeds hold up until you get to like where they switch to the RPG format, where you no longer one-shot guys and you had to do leveling up, and they added like Odyssey, where it's like, look, you're on a flying magic tiger mountain, all that sort of thing. Like that is definitely where the game fell off. Hoping Control Resonant is your B-Day gift to yourself. Well, the good news is you get control over that, right? Like, you get to control what your birthday gift is. Tickets to see your favorite band, and that's not until October. Is Insane Clown Posse touring? I was not aware of that. You should definitely go with that if you can get tickets. Don't. I went there. There's nothing you can do about. I cannot see the bad on the floor. There is too much garbage on the floor. I cannot see the boss's one-shot indicator because the floors are just littered in awfulness. Blizzard, do something about this. Whoop whoop. Yes. We will make a Juggalo out of Dex yet. He is fighting it. He is against the idea, but we will get there. Think of all the money you'll save, Dex. If you become a Juggalo, you no longer have to buy deodorant or shampoo or anything like that. Like, think of how much money you could save by being a Juggalo. In this economy? And all the Fago you buy? Like, You won't have to buy name brand Coca-Cola anymore. That'll save you some money. Like, maybe it's economical to be a juggalo if you think about it, right? There's an argument I never thought I would make, is that for the economy you should be a juggalo to save yourself some money. A mace. Buy that. Excellent. Lots of stinky horrorcore fans out there. Gotta keep it hygienic. It seems... I know that, like, Yu-Gi-Oh! And Magic the Gathering has the whole memes about being smelly, but I truly think that everyone has that in their fandom. Like, the model train store, I imagine, has days where it smells absolutely awful, right? So I think it's not just Magic the Gathering and Yu-Gi-Oh! and all those other things. I feel like there's probably a lot more than just those fandoms that have a smell-based issue. Alright, we have maxed out the Delver's Journey. We have read the book. Boom. Reno's here. What's Reno Jackson got? You got something to say? Kidnapping a Murloc. Oh, I already did all that. I already improved my gear and took on Nolus. Like, that's not even a... I'm ahead of the game. They said there were smelly fans at WrestleMania and those tickets weren't cheap. Anime conventions, the whole anime convention not wearing deodorant is a meme for a reason also. So, like, I feel like every fandom at some level has the smelly members. Lore Walker Cho, welcome to the city. And the Tome of History. And we can get stuff. Okay. That is it for me for now. I got to go do chores, so let's end with our prayer as always. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Amen. Thank you, Lord, for this blessed day, and thank you for all that you do for us. Today we continue to pray for the papacy, for the Pope, for all the archbishops, the archdioceses, as with this ongoing feud with the current administration goes on. Strengthen the resolve of our priest and our leader to undergo what needs to be done and say the things that need to be said. We pray for the leadership of our country, that they may make better decisions that end war, that bring about less suffering, that help the people who need help the most. We pray for all the people who are going hungry as we go into the summer seasons. We get in spring, summer, a lot more people at home, kids at home who may rely on school for food. Lord, help those children. And finally, as a special intention, we pray for all the seniors, all the people who will be graduating here soon, who may be lost in life, who don't know what comes next, whether it be college, the seminary, whatever comes next. Lord, help them. All this we pray in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. All right, everyone, that is it for me. I will be back at it on Friday for only a little bit. I've got a car appointment. I gotta go take my car in to get repaired, so I will have to leave a little bit early to take care of that, but we will be back at it on Friday. Thank you as always for watching. Have a blessed day, and we will see you again soon.